Dear listener, welcome back to Love Ely's Podcast. Today, for episode 2, we're going to be talking about a little brain hack backed by science that I learned and has changed my life, okay? This is called the 5-second rule. Now, the 5-second rule that I'm talking about is not the one that we use when we drop a chip or part of a donut and we pick it back up, okay? No, this is actually a book by Mel Robbins that basically teaches us how life comes down to 5-second decisions, okay? So Mel, I talk like she's like my friend or something. Mel actually came up with this rule around 2009, and she came up with this to help her beat her habit of hitting the snooze button, which actually seems pretty simple on the surface, but it's actually quite powerful. Now, let me tell you, it isn't easy to be consistent with your habits, okay? I would definitely know, because throughout this whole quarantine, I've been kind of on and off with the whole waking up at 5 a.m., working out, having a productive morning kind of thing, because there are times where I can do that with no problem. But there are also times, like recently, when my sleeping schedule has just been messed up and I can't get up any earlier than 8. But since I discovered this rule on TikTok, actually, I've been trying to apply it to my life, and I wanted to share it with you guys as well, because maybe, just maybe, you're in the same position as I am, or as I was. I was kind of in this moment where I realized I was stuck, kind of unmotivated, and I was wanting to do things, but I just didn't have it in me to start. And by the way, I think my podcast will be all for self-help, self-development, motivation, etc., because I think it would be nice to kind of have a day where I can just splash a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of knowledge on here, and hopefully help some of you guys that are listening to this podcast. So, let's go on. The 5-second rule. So, there are a lot of moments in life where we're kind of stuck. We want to do something so bad, but there's just something that stops us, whether it's like working out, starting that Chloe Tang or Lily Sabri or whatever program you're following, working out or eating healthier or starting a business, starting a YouTube channel or anything really. And there's just some kind of worry or doubt, or maybe we're just lazy, okay? I've been there countless of times, but the 5-second rule was created to overcome those moments and just do the dang thing, okay? Now, according to Mel Robbins, within these moments of hesitation, there are windows, okay? Whenever you're in that position, there is exactly a 5-second window between the moment of change and your mind killing that idea. Okay, because 5 seconds is all it takes for worry to take over your mind. Fear can take over your mind. And even the smallest moves that you really want to do can seem terrifying. But on the other hand, 5 seconds is all it takes for you to take complete control. You kind of find yourself in this moment of hesitation where you're like, okay, I should go for it. Let's do this. Let's go. But then you're also like, I don't know, do I really want to do this? I mean, is it really worth it? And a lot of the times we don't realize how much we hesitate and doubt ourselves and overthink and overanalyze. And while this may be normal, it is normal for you to think a lot, to overthink things, to rationalize. That's completely normal. But we kind of overlook the fact that we aren't even in control of our lives anymore. It's almost as if we're on autopilot and our thoughts are just taking over our body for us. Now, stepping into a little science class here, a little anatomy, if you will, a little nursing moment with Ely. So when you feel out of control, when you're living without a feeling of real control over your life and the outcomes of your life, you're losing the functioning of something called the prefrontal cortex. So that's the part of the brain that is involved with things like decision making, planning, thinking, and working towards goals. So if you want to take back that control, you have to create a feeling of control in your life, and this is where we use our handy dandy brain hack, the 5-second rule. Now, Mel Robbins says that there's one thing you can do to prevent your mind from working against you, and that's just counting backwards from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when you count down, you're taking an initial action, okay? Counting down pushes you out of that autopilot zone. And when you take action, you're exercising control and turning on your prefrontal cortex. Counting down will actually help you focus more on the action. You'll focus more on the goal or the commitment, and it will just distract you, completely eliminate all of your worries. But once you reach 1, you have to physically move, or else your brain will stop you, okay? That's why the 5-second rule is super important to practice, because it'll be that push that you need in those moments when you don't feel like doing something, but you know you have to. Like I said, I've been practicing this for the past 2 days, and let me tell you guys, it really works. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna promote anything that I don't think works. It does. So those 5 seconds actually make me feel like I'm the main character of an action film. I'm like the main character that needs to make an important decision without thinking. So I just like shake it off, and I take charge, and I just do the dang thing. And that's when I know that the 5-second rule has served its purpose, okay? The whole point of it is to get you to stop thinking and just do it. Not sponsored by Nike. And let me tell you guys, I don't regret it. It is the best thing that I've ever practiced, because instead of spending my time thinking and analyzing and reasoning things out, I'm actually taking control of my life and doing things that are hard but are good for me. Now, it sounds easy when you simply put it like that, but trust me, it's also one of the most difficult things to practice, and it takes a lot of discipline, okay? The 5-second rule is a tool that will improve every aspect of your life, whether it's your health or your relationships, your work or business, studies, and I am the living proof of that, because I actually use this app on my phone that keeps track of all of my habits. Like, let me just read them to you. So I have all of these habits listed out. Getting up early, which I'm still working on. Drink water, drink enough water. Do your Bible devotions. Write in my prayer notebook. Pray. Work out. Read a book. Work on work, my business, YouTube. And I just get to keep track of all of those things. I get to note every day whether or not I do accomplish those things. And so far, so good. So as you can see, these are all just little tasks that I give myself every day. These are just little habits that I want to practice in my life every single day. But if you look at the bigger picture, I'm really trying to transform myself into becoming a person that does have control over every part of my life. I'm a more productive, more healthy person, and I'm becoming the person who I really want myself to be. It's power of change, really. And according to my research actually, there is a neurological explanation as to why change is so hard. So I want to bring that up because I want you guys to understand that it's normal. It's normal for you to want change, and it's normal for it to be hard. So let me back you up with some scientific explanation, okay? Change requires you to do things that are uncertain. They require you to do things that are new or scary. But your brain is actually designed to protect you from those things. Your brain is literally designed to protect you and stop you from doing things that are uncertain, new, or scary. It's kind of like a fight or flight response. So when there comes a moment of change, the first response your brain does is alert you with thoughts and worry and hesitation. So Mel Robbins actually studied and interviewed researchers in psychology and human behavior, and what they told her is that the moment you want to change or break a habit or do something new, your brain will literally work and try to stop you. If you guys still don't believe that this is backed by science, let me tell you that there are a lot of scientific names and professional names for this. This is cognitive biases, paradox of choice, psychological immune system, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to know all of that. All you need to know is one simple thing. If you do want to get into the more scientific, psychological explanation, though, you can just go ahead onto melrobbins.com. But I already did all of that research for you. And so the one thing that you need to know simply is that there is a system in your brain that is constantly stopping you from creating change. And the 5-second rule is the only thing that you need to beat it. Okay? You need to beat it. Beat it. Okay, going back. All you need to do really is just beat your brain to it, okay? Mel says that you got to stop thinking and start living before the system in your head has a chance to stop you. And wow, this was a pretty short podcast. That is where I will end today's podcast. Parang nabitin ako doon. Wait a second. Parang nabitin ako. Let me think. I have a script, guys, and so I just kind of want to... Let's go off script for a second. This is completely improv, okay? I have no idea what I'm going to say within these next few seconds. I'm just gonna think back. Kind of motivate you guys, okay? Let me just think back to the beginning of quarantine, where everything was kind of unsure, you know? We didn't know whether or not school was going to go back to normal, or social lives. It was just completely out of control. But it's been, more than a year now? And I feel like I've really been able to work on myself, to be honest. And this 5-second rule has really helped me. And even though it's really hard, honestly, the most hard thing for me is to wake up early. I've been trying to work on that because I've been staying up late, I've been waking up late, and it's just been pretty bad. But I just really want to try and practice this 5-second rule thing, you know, and I want to share it with you guys because I know there are a lot of people out there who are in the same position as I am. But there was this time during quarantine where I was really like, wow, I got to do something with my life, you know. I can't just keep on going. I just can't keep on existing and doing nothing with my life, and I have to do something. Despite the quarantine, despite this COVID-19, I have to take control somehow, even if I'm just here in my house. So I actually just finished reading a book called Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, and it's written by Steve Harvey. And one of the lines that really stuck to me was that it is not enough to simply exist. I know a lot of people tell you otherwise, and of course it's important for you to take time off, to relax, to cope, but it's true. It's really not enough to simply exist because we are here for a reason, okay? We're here because we're meant to be somebody. We're meant to play some kind of role. And so there was just one day during quarantine where I realized, I gotta step it up. I have got to step it up. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to push through with my YouTube channel. I'm going to make a schedule. I'm going to post things, and I'm going to work on my social media, work on my image, and work on myself, work on my health, everything. And it kind of fluctuates, you know. There are days where I'm super motivated and I get things done, but there are also kind of days where I feel lazy, and that's completely normal. But then again, I want to practice this 5-second rule because I want to become consistent, you know. I don't want this to be things that I'm working on. I want these to be things that I actually do because that's how I live. That's how I live my life, you know. This is me kind of working on my hot girl self, my hot girl summer version, but I don't want it to be just for the summer, you know. We want to be hot girl all year round. So I really hope you guys take in what I say today into consideration. You know, I hope you guys practice this because it's just kind of enlightening to know that there's something that you can do. There's something so simple yet kind of complicated that you can actually practice right now. And if you just stick to it and if you just become disciplined, you can really transform yourself and change your life, you know? So I hope you guys take this into consideration. I hope you guys learned something from what I said today. And I hope you guys all enjoyed episode 2. And I also apologize for the late uploads. I am trying to get it together, set things straight, and take control. And I hope you guys are doing the same. You know, I hope you guys are trying to take control of your life as well because you are amazing. There are a whole lot of opportunities ahead of you. You just got to grab it. You just got to take action, okay? I know it isn't easy, but you got to know that you're not alone. I have been there, believe me, so I'm here to guide you and share any kind of knowledge that I have that'll hopefully make things better for you. So if you guys have any podcast suggestions, please feel free to DM me. Follow me on Instagram at Hey It's Ely. Follow me on Spotify and on TikTok as well. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hey It's Ely. So I hope I brought something new and valuable to your life today, and I wish you many, many blessings. Love, Ely.